So just so you all know, the last chat. Hello. Oh my gosh, I got everybody coming in. Luna. Oh, I love Luna. The last chat I did, you pretty much are, which is great. I love having you here, Ash. I love everybody coming in. The last chat, I just realized the chats disappear after a while. So if I said that I was going to follow anybody or do anything and follow up, I wasn't able to. And I hope you don't mind. We have like a regular kitchen household noise going on, and Mochi always has to join. So I figured today, and normally for live chats, I mean, we could just chat and shoot the breeze about what's going on a hey Jimmy. Hello. We can chat and do you love haha, I got my chat up. And just talk about what's going on today, current events, primaries, stuff like that. Anybody got any thoughts on the primaries? Because that sure did happen really quickly. And to be honest with you, I got a little tired of following Twitter about the presidential campaign because it just got really toxic really fast. It was kind of crazy. So... Yeah, you're right. There's only 3 candidates left. That's Joe Biden, who's now leading, and Bernie Sanders, and Tulsi, who is not really viable. Yeah, right, Sunshine? I mean, they dropped out like that. And they did it so purposeful, like they just lined up so that Joe Biden can win, which I think, you know, no matter what anybody thinks about Joe Biden, that was an incredible strategy that they did. So you can't, I mean, you could be mad at them, but... So Ash, you asked if the coronavirus can get to kids, and from what I have read... Thank you, my kitty. Cute kitty. From what I read, coronavirus can affect children, but it affects people who are older or have immune disorders a lot more than children. So if you are young, you're likely to get symptoms like it's a flu. From what somebody had posted, is different from an actual flu where you have all these aches and stuff like that. You're just coughing a lot, and it's almost, I guess it's just a congestive lung thing, kind of like, you know, pneumonia has a high risk. If you are older or have immune system issues, you have a high risk of passing away with that. So if you're younger, you're probably going to be fine. Yeah, everyone endorsed Joe Biden. Even Kamala Harris suddenly endorsed him. Like, people are coming back and endorsing him, and I'm watching all these Bernie supporters like re-strategizing, and the problem that Bernie Sanders has right now is that he didn't have enough candidates in the primaries lined up supporting him, and a lot of his supporters were attacking, not, I wouldn't say a majority of them, you know, like there's a certain group. Oh yeah, she's cute until she starts doing stuff like this, right? She'll be back, trust me. So there was a lot of trolling of Elizabeth Warren supporters, and I support both Elizabeth Warren and Bernie Sanders. You would think that those two could have united and created this huge coalition, but if one is attacking the other because they are closely aligned politically, you're just destroying your own movement. So that's kind of... Great One Kid, I don't call Elizabeth Warren Pocahontas. That's pretty much racist, right? I mean, you're doing the Trump attack that he wanted to add to her, and you know, it worked. You know, people played into it. So, but you know, Native Americans are not amused by that name, and she had to apologize for going to college saying that she was Native American. I do agree that she shouldn't have done that. But compared to a lot of other people and the issues they have and the things they've been saying, you know, it's like every one of these candidates has an issue. And when I thought about how she's lined up and where she wants to go and the plans she has and the history of her work and actually getting things done and unifying, not just, you can't just unify people, you have to unify the whole party. That means that you have moderates and you have people who are further closer to being a little bit conservative, you know, because Democrats are not traditionally considered conservative, but they might, like moderates, get closer to that. If you can't bring that and the people who are really on the left together, you're going to have an issue. And I think that a lot of people on the far right, left thought that there was a lot more support on their side than they had. So, you know, that just is something that they're going to have to kind of figure out. So Great One Kid says, so Elizabeth Warren said she was Native American and she got into Harvard saying she was Native American, and we found out that a normal white person is more Native American to her. I find that wrong. I mean, you know, I agree with you. I think it's wrong. It's something that through that situation, we learned, because, you know, I'll tell you a story about that. Like, I was told a really long time ago when I was younger that I should, that we were part Native American, which was a lie. A lot of white people in America, at some point, if they have a big, you know, history, a long history in America, rather than having a long history of, you know, immigrating here. But if they have this long history, more than likely somebody in their family probably told them that they were part Native American, so that they can try and get rewards, or even, I'm not really sure, like, I'm confused by why. But somebody had told me that, and you know why I didn't do it? Because I said, we culturally have never been Native American. I do not know a tribe that we are associated with, and that program of getting Native Americans into college with scholarships that Elizabeth Warren used was meant for Native Americans. So why would I use something that was meant for people who are marginalized in our society that is specific for that? You know, I don't have that culturally aligned with me. So that was where my thinking was, even as very young, you know, before I was even I think I might have been becoming a teenager when somebody told me that. But, you know, it would have been different if she thought about that, but not everybody thinks about that. They'll just listen to their family who's telling them something about themselves and it's not real, and then they'll be like, okay, well, you know, I might as well. That's how she got into Harvard, that's how she got into where she was, is wrong. It's a part of American history now that we know about, that we can correct, so let's correct it, right? But you know what else is wrong is continuing the name calling that Trump does. I mean, the way he did it was racist, and so I can't agree with calling her Pocahontas either. Sunshine, you think Obama is secretly cheering for any Democrat that has a chance? I'm pretty sure that him and everybody that works with him, or they all have like some sort of alliance going on, that they're ready for whoever is in there. That I'm sure that Obama wants to help in some sort of way. I'm sure of it. Barbara, hey Barbara. So can I say something about the coronavirus? Well, I can tell you how it's affecting us in the Bay Area. You may have heard on the news that there was a whole cruise ship that ended up in San Francisco. I used to work right across the street from where those cruise ships and the Princess Cruise Line. My mom actually did that once, and she wanted me to do it, but I was not going to pay like $4,000 to go on this cruise to Alaska. Anyways, the passenger cruise line got infected, and they had to quarantine everybody, and then they sent them to Oakland, which is where I live. So that ship is actually not far from where I live right now. And they sent people to different areas, to different hotels, to quarantine them in hotels, which I think is kind of weird. I think the problem is coronavirus is just like a regular virus, right? There's a whole lot of different coronaviruses. But you know, as long as you don't have a compromised immune system and you're not like 60 and older, you're probably not going to be at such a high risk of dying from it. And I am a little alarmed that so many people have to sit there and tell people to wash their hands. Like, it really makes such a huge difference if you just wash your hands. Weren't we all taught that when we were younger? I don't know. Barbara wants to know what happened with BBQ Becky. The whole world wants to know that one. I don't know. She has not popped up out of, you know, oh gosh, in April, at the end of April, this April, I think it'll have been 2 years now. Yeah, 2-year anniversary since that happened, because that happened in 2018. So that happened like April 30th, 2018. So it's pretty crazy. Do you know if you're still alive, if you have coronavirus? Is that what you mean? I know I'm alive because I'm definitely alive. How would you know you're still alive? You're breathing. I'm not sure. You might want to rephrase that question. All right, more people die in car accidents every day, and I can't really read this because it looks like it might be in Russian or something, but with the name. So I'm sorry that I can't really respond to you like that, but someone is saying more people die in car accidents every day than from coronavirus for all time. Yeah, there aren't a lot of deaths from coronavirus. It's the reason the panic is that they just want to stop it from spreading really quickly, and they don't have any kind of antidote for it. They don't have what do they call, like a flu shot or anything like that. And it just means that, you know, there's like, I saw something recently that said that about 14% of people over 60 have a chance of dying from coronavirus, which is a high percent. If it's spread and that 14% of a certain demographic just started to die and it spread all over the world, you can imagine how many millions of people that would add up to. So that's why they're freaking out, because here's the thing. We're worldwide already. We trade worldwide. We travel worldwide. It's likely that we're going to have pandemics. I have seen scientists talk about this. So it's not like this is even going to be the first time. They've talked about viruses going all over the world over and over again. So, you know, this is just probably our new norm. Like, we're going to have different environment where there's a lot of fires. That's going to be coming up in the summer, right? And then we're going to have pandemics. Hopefully not too many. Hopefully we'll be able to find ways to adapt and keep our areas clean, you know? I mean, don't like sneeze all over people, coughing. Somebody said, oh, my teacher today, she said, don't let anybody cough in your mouth. I'm like, if somebody actually coughs in my mouth, I might smack them. Like, you're way too close. Way too close if you're coughing inside my mouth. Okay, so Sunshine thinks BBQ Becky left Cali. Maybe. We haven't seen her. I think she changed how she looks and people don't recognize her. I think that's what she is, and she's just staying really down low. I mean, she kind of looks like you know, a lot of people could look like her. So, advice of just don't travel, and it could be only in China. It's already in Italy. It spread really quickly in Italy. It's now in the Bay Area. I forgot which state it was. It was in New York, and one of the states had to like quarantine, or some city. So it's all over the place now. It's in South Korea. South Korea has had a hard time trying to take care of the coronavirus. So yeah, it's all over the world. It's not to that point yet. And today they said that the spread of it is slowing in China and South Korea, which is good, because if the spread of it is slowing over there, then you know, like this trickle down effect is going to start slowing down here, and I bet you it probably won't become this big huge deal. Like, I don't know if we even needed to close all these schools. My school might close. My daughter's school closed. somebody in my school had to bring her daughter because her school closed and her daughter was sick, so she's bringing her sick daughter to our school. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. We're all gonna just get sick. Barbara, it's funny that 50 years from now, teachers will say, oh yeah, she's absent because she got the coronavirus. Yeah. They say the best stage to live is 50. Great one, kid. 50 is probably not a bad age. I'm 42 now, and I'm good and healthy, and I feel great, and I'm finally in a position where I know what I want, and I have skills, and I'm going into a career that I want to do. I mean, it's crazy that it took my whole life to get there, but I have no doubts that 50 will be good as well. I mean, I have no problems. As you can see, I'm like fine with being 42, looking the way I do. Embrace your age. We don't all need to be 20. When I was 20, I had so many problems. I was so broke. I was poor all the time. I had my kids young. So I was raising, being a single mom of twins. And even though there's like a bigger pool of to date, like they're not great. Like everybody has issues. Like there's a message retracted. But hey, hello to all my new people coming in. How's it going? We were just talking about the U.S. elections and the primaries, but if there's other news, world news, anything you want to add to it, like tell me something new, because honestly, this is all we're talking about is either the presidential election, Joe Biden versus Bernie Sanders, or the coronavirus, and we're kind of stuck. Like, help us. Americans need help. We need to know what's going on in the world. Seriously. And Mochi is back. Hello, Mochi. Come on. All right. Yes, be cute, my baby girl. Great one, kid. That's a cute joke. You said, I want to give you a ticket because you got fine written all over you. Ha. And then we get the cute baby. All right, Mochi. We are going to Mars, but we can do nothing about the virus. Yeah. I don't know why we're spending all these resources on going to Mars. Like, can we fix our planet? Can we fix our own problems? Can we work on, unifying or working on everybody's problems here first? I don't know. There is a point to that. So, hey Travis. Travis says tornadoes that affected us in Tennessee. Well, yeah, that's another problem. We don't just have pandemics that we have to worry about. We have that weather change going on. So that I have no doubt that's. Are you saying that like Tennessee's weather has, because I know tornadoes have always happened out there, right? And hurricanes, or I'm not really sure actually. I know they always happen in Florida. I know they always happen in the Caribbean and all that kind of stuff. I'm not sure if they hit Tennessee as much. I know I've seen flooding and all kinds of stuff. Hey, Jen. Thank you. Love you too. Love you back. Sunshine, you have to figure out a way to get me to Chicago. Yes. Oh, I would love to go to Chicago. There is so much going on in Chicago. That is like so much bigger than Oakland, right? And I know that there's so much organizing and activity going on out there. I would love to go to Chicago any day. Even though I'm not really good with cold, I'm going to tell you that right now. But I will do it for Chicago. And I'd love to come visit. I'd love to come see you. Great one says, you live in Chicago. It's beautiful, but there's a lot of crime. Yeah, there's a lot of crime everywhere. But Chicago is known for it. But I think as I study sociology, I could tell you one thing that I have studied, and that is the fact that the more population and the less resources, the more crime is going to happen. So if you have a big population that doesn't have resources and productive means to live by, crime is going to go up. That's the factor right there. So Chicago is very populated. It has a long history of a lot of systemic issues. But Sunshine says it's getting warmer now. Mild winter. We didn't even have a winter here. I'm kind of missing it. I went to Spokane, Washington, and it snowed, and I actually liked it. You know, I don't mind the cold that much anymore. I'm getting a little bit more grown up, I guess. But I bet you there's really beautiful places in Chicago to go to. I bet you there's just wonderful, beautiful people everywhere in Chicago. And it's not just about the crime. Every city is complex and interesting and has a big, complex history. And I don't want you to knock down my stuff. Can you not do that? Travis says the cat's trying to figure out who I'm talking to. She needs attention. That's her thing. And plus, my phone is on the printer and she sits on my printer. So I'm telling on you. Don't give me that look. And she's purring. I don't know that you can hear her. And then she bites me. You want to get down now? Can you get down? No, you're not taking over. Crazy cat. 2020 worst year ever. Barbara, I'm not sure. I mean, every year is pretty bad recently, isn't it? I don't know. It's hard to say. Like, I don't want to top this. I definitely don't. Let's not top 2020. Sunshine asks, what is considered winter in Oakland? 55-degree weather. Yes, that is considered winter time. If it gets to 35, we are like, whoa, man, it is way too cold out here. And it might get 35 in the nighttime, but I'm talking about daytime weather. We can't handle even rain. I don't know if you ever seen the jokes about California when it rains and we don't know how to drive or handle it, is the absolute truth. Every time it starts raining, I try and stay off the road because people do not know how to drive in the rain. Can you imagine if it snowed out here? It would be even worse. First there is almost a war and then the virus. I mean, come on now, really. Yeah, Barbara, I mean, well, I mean, since 2016, even before then, there's just been a lot of unrest and a lot of craziness, but the war thing keeps getting worse, and yeah, it is just one thing after another. I feel like we're just like speeding down a hill right now, and it's just like, okay, we gotta try and prevent ourselves from crashing, and that's about all we can do. Matthew says, I just watched the crazy cat lady at the barbecue. Yes, if you're talking about me, I am a bit of a crazy woman. I am a cat lady. I have two of them. One of them is mean. He stays outside. The other one, yeah, she's in the mood to fight. So, I mean, you could, if it's me, yeah, I'm a bit of a crazy cat lady. I'm okay with that. I mean, what do you call dog people? The people that have dogs, like crazy dog people? Yeah, maybe we are crazy for loving cats. I don't know. Cats are something else, aren't they? Matthew, you talking about the BBQ Becky, the Jennifer Schulte in the barbecue? She was definitely a baby. Oh my gosh, when she did that crying thing, whew, I was like, this video is gonna go viral. She is just crying like crazy. What? If she goes outside, you need to wash your hands. Oh yeah, for sure. I wash my hands all the time. I've always been somebody into washing hands. So somebody who raised twins, you gotta wash your hands. You gotta make them wash your hands because otherwise germs is everywhere. It's just gross. Like, now, mind you, I also used to feel like I'm a germaphobe, but at the same time, we gotta remember something. It's okay to take some germs in because you actually can develop a stronger immune system, but that's better for when you're younger to older, right? Not to being already old. You know, like you should have built your immune system by then, but you don't want to like start at that age. Sunshine says, oh, okay, let's see. Travis says, so you guys organized another cookout for BBQ Becky. It looked like everyone was having fun. Travis, they're going to have a cookout every year. I believe in July they have another barbecuing while black. I did see the flyer, so barbecue every year, and I'll make sure to cover it, and we'll have lots of fun. Maybe this time I'll actually get some barbecue while I'm there. Okay. Oh, okay. Pandemic News Worldwide wants me to cite the sources and articles based on my information for the virus today. I can definitely search those for you. So search for Corona. I had seen it on Twitter, but I will have to make sure that, because I follow certain news outlets and it's certain things, so I will try and find the coronavirus, and we'll get the numbers on who is likely to die and maybe symptoms. You want some of that? I will do that after, and I will put it in the description below. I'll add some links for that. That is not a problem. And then washing, Pandemic News says, washing your hands helps, yes, but what about the virus being transmittable in the air and the facts it's airborne? Well, yes. It is airborne. It's just like a regular flu. You don't want anybody sneezing on you. You don't want coughing all over the place. If somebody was coughing all over the place and they don't know how to keep it to themselves, I would get away from them. I do know that there's like at least 5 feet range. If you just like blew your nose or coughed or something, that stuff sprays everywhere. That's why they ask you to cover your mouth. There has been conflicting things about the hand sanitizer, because they say that soap is the only thing that really gets rid of the virus off your hands. So, you know, and if why are people buying massive amounts of toilet paper for this? You don't, like, the virus isn't a bathroom problem. It's just weird. I'm still wondering, where did people get that idea? Also, here we go. Great One Kid said, who's your favorite comedian? Dave Chappelle. Hands down. This has been my favorite comedian. I actually got to meet him, so he's still my favorite, even if sometimes he's problematic. That's all comedians are problematic. Let's just put it out there. They are. They're meant to be. They make fun of society. Right? Pandemic News Worldwide is a news outlet, and I would have to probably say you sound like a good one if you're asking for verified sources. So, you know, I totally agree with that. Matthew asked, what happens when you stopped the video with the cops? I have to explain this in every video. The police officer who, not the one in the video, but another one, came up and talked to me while he was talking to her to see if she was 5150, which means, was she crazy? Did they have to put her into a psych ward? The other officer took down my information. I told him that the card, I just didn't want her to have it because she planned on harassing the guy whose information was on there. So he said, okay, do you mind, because we got to ask her sensitive stuff. They're trying to evaluate her without her realizing. They're trying to make sure, but he told me they were going to check her for 5150. And I said, yes, just can you please get the card back? And as soon as I walked away, I turned around and I saw her pulling out the card and handing it to the police officer. So that's pretty much how it went down. And then I left and went home and dealt with the video after that. So let's go back, because I'm trying to make sure I get everybody's answers or questions. So now we're back to health minister is GB has coronavirus. In GB, Great Britain has coronavirus. It's like a bad joke. Yeah, I heard about stuff like that happening. And then the coronavirus was at CPAC, which meant that they had to quarantine certain Congress members who were actually with President Trump. So, yeah, it's funny how that ground zero goes right to the leaders of the world, right? That's pretty interesting. Okay, so Pandemic News Worldwide recommends some reading in scientific articles. I love reading scientific articles. I wish more people were into it, because research gets you the real answers. It may not be the final answer. It's something that is always worked on, though. And that's part of being a journalist, is if you're going to be one that's going to talk about the news and facts and health and what's going on in society, you got to do your research. And so science is a big, huge factor in that. Soap and bleach. Soap for your hands, bleach for disinfecting. I agree with that. Everyone needs some type of food. Everyone needs to wipe their butts. Is that your answer for why there needs to be so much toilet? I mean, like, even my friend went to Target, and she was like, they took all the toilet paper, all the 2-ply, the good toilet paper. She didn't want the 1-ply. I was like, I don't know. They're taking all the toilet paper everywhere. I'm gonna turn on the light here. Oh, that light's not that great. Okay. Alcohol takes 30 minutes of contact to kill the virus, says Pandemic News Worldwide. That could be. You thought you were blasting me? I mean, you could try. All right. What do you film your videos with? Matthew is asking me, what do I film my videos with? Well, right now I'm just using an iPhone Pro, iPhone X Pro, because you can actually get 4K video on this thing, and it works great. And it's a lot easier to edit. I can edit it from my phone. It's about time saving for me. So let me see if this light will work too. I'll show you what I'm doing. I have this little light, but it's not really effective. I have to be like this close for it to work. So we're gonna just turn that off. I have a bigger one somewhere. So I have a Sony 7R Sony Alpha, and I could do some great 4K quality, but that's going to take up a lot of memory in my computer. So I just prefer to use the phone because it's way faster. And I do it when I go to news conference events, and I have this attachment that's like a tripod, but I can actually attach it to a monopod that goes like as tall as me. So if you ever see my press conference video footage, the camera is like this, and then you'll hear this dink dink dink. It's because I'm like holding the video this way and I'm taking pictures this way, and sometimes I'm like holding the video down here and adjusting my zoom. So I'm doing two things at once. I can anybody wants tips on all that stuff, I can give it to you. Yeah, somebody asked about the cops. You're right. I mean, you could try and put me on blast, but I mean, if I agree with you that things should be based on science and there should be fact checking, I'm going to agree with you, you know? There's nothing wrong with that, right? Like, we should ask for the evidence. I agree. We should make... So Great One Kid said we should make him make Joe Biden great again hat. Ooh. I think I seen something kind of like that, but it was more like there was the somebody put Make America Great Again hat, and then they put for Joe Biden Make America the Same, or bring it back to the same. Like, they're saying he's pretty much the same old, same old. So my political science teacher today said, the job of media is to shape what we think. And as a journalist, I find that very problematic, but at the same time, it is very true that media seems to think its job is to shape what people think rather than telling them what things are and letting them decide. I personally feel like we should be informing people, but if you don't want things to change, if you want the status quo, if you want to keep doing things the way they are, then you're going to want people to not be too informed, right? Hey, Matthew from Boston. Boston is another great city. I'd love to go check it out. Thank you. Pandemic News Worldwide of Iowa. Thank you for joining us and asking me to put in that information, and I will put it in as soon as I'm done with this video. Great. One kid says sometimes you don't have evidence. Sometimes, I mean, you don't have it on hand, but it's a key of how do you find the evidence and do research before you talk about things. So I was just talking frankly. I'm not an expert on coronavirus. It seems like nobody is an expert on it, quite frankly, and I am definitely in the side of just listening to people who are professionals in that arena. Matthew says, I have 30K subscribers and 6 people watching this. That's weird. And at a certain point we had 10 to 11, but I have building on that. To tell you the honest truth, some of my videos, they go really well and they get a lot of views, and some of them don't, and you never know why. But some people on a Tuesday night probably don't want to talk about this stuff, or they don't want to chat online. I think it's a specific niche for people to want to be on live stream chatting. But when I think about it more, every time I do it, I'm like, I like chatting with everybody online. It kind of makes me feel like I'm really isolated a lot of times, and it makes me feel like I have somebody to talk to. And if people enjoy doing it, even if it's just 5 to 10 people at a time, it's great, but it also depends on the time of day. Most people are just getting off work on my time end, and then if you're on the East Coast, it's late. So if I did it earlier, I'd probably get more people. It just depends on the time of day. So, okay. Great One says, are you scared of the coronavirus? No. I've been through a lot in life. If I survived everything I've survived already, I'm not gonna die from this. It's just not gonna happen. And I really don't think that it's gonna be as bad as they're making it out to be. I think that as a society, we are a lot more flexible and durable than we take ourselves to be. Sunshine says, when you did your... Go over there. When you did your clip of the housing, was there any more rallies after? Were you able to attend those rallies? If you're talking about the March for Housing rallies that happened, there was a lot of press conferences after that, but there haven't been any housing rallies lately. Not since then. I mean, there's little rallies, but not big ones. There's ones that will target specific little things, like, I think, what was it? There was one day they had like an action for Martin Luther King Jr. Day, which they have out here. And that day they had a lot of rallies, and it was, they talked about housing, but that weekend I couldn't go out. So, but believe me, in the Bay Area, especially in Oakland, they are going to have more rallies, and it will be talked about, and I will have plenty to cover, especially since Ace, who did that rally, said that they're going to continue doing this all the time. But recently, I just posted a video of a sort of press conference they were celebrating, but it's a tenant strike. So if you look at my most recent videos, you'll see that I actually just posted one, and I'm also going to work on another one that has the Moms for Housing. And one of the moms said that she, like, I was really amazed that she said, she talked about how much her struggle was to live in Oakland, and that she even was shot with a semi-automatic weapon and was bleeding in the streets at one point, and she was just so powerful. I have video footage that I'm going to edit that I'm going to show that as well. So, but that also has like somebody who talks about schools, and it's like the Poor People's Campaign teach-in, where people who may have tried to run for politics, or who are directly impacted, who organize, they come and speak to everybody, and they teach them about politics, what was the importance of voting, the actual issues with housing, the issues with charter schools versus public schools, all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to do that pretty soon. Also, going back to what was it, Matthew saying that there aren't many people watching, and that's weird. You'll notice that the numbers keep going up and down. There are people coming in and out. So they come in, they say hi, and then they'll stay for a little while and they'll leave. If the longer I stay on here, though, the more views I get, because people are just popping in and out. But they're not going to stay for, like, if I was here for 2 hours, nobody's going to stay for 2 hours. I'd be amazed if they stayed and just listened to me ramble on for 2 hours. Maybe it'll get more popular. We'll see. I'm testing it out. So when Sunshine says, okay, wait. I just answered that about the rallies. Yeah, right. Jimmy says it's late where you're at, and it's also school night, and you are so right. And it's a school night for me, so I'm probably going to get off pretty soon because I have a lot of school, and I have work after school. So I agree with you, and I am just experimenting. I haven't even decided a certain time, but I might do different times throughout the day so that people in the East Coast and even in different parts of the world, because I have people from different parts of the world that want to talk to me, and if I did it at different times, then it gives everybody a chance. So I'm just going to try and do it more often every chance I get. Yep, Matthew says it's 9:40 in Boston. It's pretty close to nighttime if you're about to work in the morning. Sparks TV. Hi. Hello, Sparks TV. Hey, what's up? Clapping for chlamydia. Oh, you guys have some interesting names. Police, they're barbecuing in the park. Ahaha. Did you come for the video? Did you come to see the woman who filmed BBQ Becky? I don't know. I know a lot of you. It's pretty interesting too. I bet you I would have a lot more viewers come in at a specific time when people are watching, because there's a certain hours that more people are watching that particular video, which has 8.3 million views right now. I'm doing the Lord's work. Thank you very much. I try, you know. I just try. Actually, I wasn't even really trying. I was just irritated that day. I was just like, you're really annoying me. But hey Damon, how you doing? Oh, what else was I gonna say? Now I got lost track. Ooh. Yeah, I did lose track. I was talking about, yeah, I do have fans all over the world, and I'm thankful. I am thankful that my YouTube wasn't very interesting before this, so I'm thankful that I was able to make a change, that I was able to expose that issue, and other people used it, and they got enjoyment off of it, and I heard that people even did papers, and professors are talking about it and using it as a reference. I mean, I'm just thankful that it went that far, and that, if in any way that you could change the world in any kind of way, it's an amazing thing. So I'm just glad. Clapping says I was in Germany and we were all watching that video there. Wow, Germany. That's pretty amazing. I heard people that had been visiting Africa when it went viral and they were watching it out there. I've heard in the UK, it's popular in Ireland. Oh, and what I was going to say is in the UK, there's another show. It's something about street fights or something like that. But they just interviewed me a few weeks ago, and they're about to feature that video. And so it's going to get more views again. And if I get a little clip of the interview, I might be able to post it to YouTube, but I'll probably post it to my social media. All of you too, by the way, follow me on social media, say hi to me. I'll follow you back if you want me to follow you back. I'm on Instagram. somebody, Matthew, I don't think that you should put your phone number on the chat. Damon, I cannot hear you. Sorry. I can't hear anybody. Is it possible to hear him? Maybe I should put earphones on. Damon doesn't like me telling lies about my president make America great again, baby. What am I don't even remember talking about him. I mean, like, I did say that he had some people that were in contact with the coronavirus and they were near him, and yeah, Matthew, I'll follow you on Instagram. Follow me or say something in the comments. My Instagram and Twitter are all Shell Dione, ShelleDione. So say what's up. Say what's up to me. Yeah, I try not to talk about the president as much as possible. I mean, everybody's talking about him, so I don't need to. There's not really a point. And I definitely don't want to sit here and argue about what's facts and real and all this kind of stuff when it's a hot mess. So, okay. Aha! Yeah, so clapping, I did start with the primaries right off at the start of the chat. And so you wanted to know my take on the Democratic primary. Does the idea of President Biden sound appealing? I voted for Elizabeth Warren. Super Tuesday was here in California last Tuesday, and I voted for Warren. And I was very disappointed, but Biden would probably have been, he's not like the worst. I know a lot of people, they say he is in all that kind of stuff, but I think that for one thing, you can't really go off a record as somebody from 30 years ago. They obviously can change and learn from that. And it also depends on what kind of people he brings with him that is going to be a major factor. So I voted for Warren. I like Bernie Sanders. Aha. Clapping, you were bummed Warren ducked out. You voted for Bernie, though. Thank you. I love when Bernie and Warren supporters are like, we're, support each other, because I feel like that's the way it should have been. When I saw on Twitter, it was like overinflated that there was all these, I don't know if they're bots or paid people, but here's the thing, that they came out with a report saying Bernie Sanders was, Russia was also trying to get him to win, and nobody said against who. Like, he wasn't going against anybody other than the Democrats in the primary. And I was like, I think that they're going after Warren, really, because I saw a bunch of snakes and all this stuff, and people were like, oh my gosh, Bernie Sanders supporters are the worst. But there's actually Bernie Sanders supporters saying, hey, we don't endorse this kind of behavior. It's crazy. Like, and so that divide and conquer thing, we have to be careful of, because that's how everything fell in line. And so Biden got the support of Buttigieg, Amy Klobuchar, and who's that other one? Why can't I remember the last three people that other than Elizabeth Warren, who all supported Biden, and then Kamala has now gone. Yeah, Sanders and Warren would have been my dream. Well, and Warren and Sanders, I mean, I think those are great tickets, and I think that it would have been great for them to work together. So thanks, Matthew. I'm going to look for you on my Instagram. Hi, this is Trump's America. What's up? Y'all have some interesting names. Jimmy wants to know what I think about Pete. I don't know if you want to hear about that. My discrepancy with Pete Buttigieg is he talked about middle America, the Midwest, all this kind of stuff so much. And unifying to me is when you talk about the East Coast to the West Coast to the middle to the South. to the north. Like, we all are part of this. And I hate when politics becomes just about one little section and one identity and all this kind of stuff. So Pete Buttigieg came to San Francisco um, area twice, and one time he did a rally, but it was a $250 ticket. Like, I could not have afforded to go see Pete Buttigieg. I have an issue with that. Like, then the other time he went to some expensive Napa thing. So he was never in a situation where I could have been like, hey, I want to go to a rally and listen to what he's got saying. No, he came to the Bay Area to suck up money, which is a lot of times, like, people have a grievance with Democrats flying over red states and ignoring them, but they also ignore us a lot of times because unless we have big money to donate to them, it just doesn't matter. They're not going to talk to regular people. You'd be amazed that a lot of people think that the Bay Area is so liberal, but there's conservatives out here too, and there's different huge amounts of spectrum of what people think out here. It's not one way or another. So, like, I think that every politician should be reachable in some sort of way. Somebody says, I don't like him because he's gay. Oh, honey, I don't have a problem with gay people at all. I do not have. Somebody says gay white guys are the people that have the most out of touch with reality. I don't know about that either. There's a lot of people out of touch with reality, and it has nothing to do with any of that. Yeah, so I think a lot of people, what we call corporate Dems or whatever, is just people that are gonna keep the status quo, and I don't want to stick with the status quo. The status quo wasn't working in the first place, right? A lot of people complain about that all across the board. So there we go. Mike Bloomberg, Kamala Harris, Cory Booker, come on. Yes, you're right. They did all endorse Biden, and Bernie Sanders is still waiting for Warren to endorse him, and she isn't going to endorse anybody because they said about like almost 50-50, not quite. There's like more in the 40% range, but some of them are going towards Biden and some of them are going towards Bernie Sanders. Ideologically, a lot of us should be going to Bernie Sanders, but some people don't feel like Sanders has the ability to unify with other politicians. It's not just about unifying the votes, it's about unifying people to get legislation done, and so some people feel like Bernie isn't going to compromise enough or do certain things to get things done. Great kid wants to let me know that I am not nice. I'm a call-in show. Great. Why do you keep calling her Pocahontas? Like, stop. If you, nah, I can't do that. Like, I'm gonna erase that, okay? Because are you saying I'm not nice? For what? For what? What am I saying this mean? I'm just saying, like, you guys wanted to ask my opinion. I gave you my opinion. That's all I did. Oh, you said I should do a call-in show? That would be, I wonder how to do it. I would totally do that, though. Okay, great one, kid. I won't tell you what to do, but this is my platform and I can keep removing your comments. If you keep calling her Pocahontas, I could just remove it. I mean, I keep telling you that it is racist to keep using this name as if it's some sort of joke to continue doing. It's not. To me, it's not a joke. It's ironic because you want to say Warren is racist for claiming that she was Native American because her parents told her she was, or her family said she was, but then you want to call her Pocahontas, as if, that character, some sort of stereotypical character of a Native American woman is funny to call a white woman. You don't see the tie-in here? You don't get it? Okay. I mean, if Native Americans are, I tend to go, if you're going to go into talking about people's identities and making fun of them, if those people with those identities say it's a problem, then I'm going to listen to them. If they have a problem with it, they have a problem with it. They own that, you know? Okay, now you're not making sense. She is so rude. So she has a Pocahontas that is what I want to live with her for, what she did. She's rude? You're saying Elizabeth Warren is rude. Okay, I got you. Let's ask, why is Elizabeth Warren rude? At some point, any politician could have found some way to be rude. Because a lot of people are rude to them, right? I mean, okay, you're contradicting yourself. Warren supported a shooting? I have not seen her ever support a shooting of anybody. So I'm going to say that's not true. You're really off base if you're sitting there saying she's rude, she supported shootings. Like, in what context? Where? Where did she say, I support this shooting of someone? I like people dying. Like, since when? I couldn't even say any politician that I know that has said, I support shooting people. That's insane. Like, let's just keep it real. If she did say that, that would just be common knowledge, because the news cycle would just eat it up and chew it up and spit it out all day long. That's what I don't know where you heard that from. I can tell you right now, she is not going to be like, hey, I support shooting somebody. That's not even makes sense. And I have heard a lot of craziness from politicians. All right, you guys are just in here trolling. You're saying, somebody else is saying, yes, she has said that she supports shooting, and that's why she's also Pocahontas. Does not even make sense. No, now you're just trolling. So I'm gonna start, like, if you guys start just once again spouting out misinformation and stuff like that and just making stuff up and not even making sense, I'm going to mute you. But since this conversation isn't really going anywhere, non-threatening, yeah, since this conversation isn't really going anywhere and it's been about an hour, I might just shut down the live chat anyways. Okay. So Great One says, acknowledges that I like Warren. I'm going to say this. Matthew, I'm not going to jump on Instagram and start following you right now. My phone is right there. It's recording me right now. I can't get on Instagram. Okay, so Great One wants to say, yeah, I know you like her, but her plans doesn't make sense. And keeps on calling her Pocahontas through this. Okay, so you're saying that her plans don't make sense and she doesn't tell you how she's going to pay it. She has lots of plans. They said, quote, she got a plan for that. That was like a saying. So if you go on her website, it's very easy to do this to all politicians. All politicians start off with a website. You go on the website and you look at their plans. Her plan for how to pay for it is on there. How to pay a lot of stuff. She's going to close tax loopholes and subsidies. Do you know that our fossil fuel companies get like $20 billion in subsidies? That's like, our farmers get subsidies, right? That means our tax dollars is being given to corporations that already make billions and billions in profit, and they're getting tax provided to them. That's the kind of stuff they want to cut out, and that's why corporations are against Warren and Bernie, because both of them have a plan to tax these corporations rather than giving them subsidies, giving them welfare. And a lot of people say, oh, they're socialists and all this kind of stuff, but we give our taxpayer money to corporations who already profit and are huge. And for what? For fossil fuel? I mean, yeah, we all use it still, but it is not the future. This is a dying kind of way of thinking things. That industry is not supposed to continue growing. We shouldn't be, like, I understand farmland, you know, you need to feed people. In a sense, to keep the economy going, we do need to keep having gasoline and stuff like that, but, you know, those are things that we should be figuring out, I think. Okay, got you. Right after, follow you. I have no idea what you're talking about, so I'm going to start muting you, because I told you if you keep on with the Pocahontas thing. No, she does not. This is all lies. Nobody has come out, hey, I support shooting of African Americans. What politician has said that? Like, specifically that. That's on their plan. That's on their website. No, stop inserting lies. Oh, now you're calling me Pocahontas. Okay. I like her because she's white. That's all I need. I just need... How ridiculous do you sound right now? All right. You know what? You're hidden. Bye. And I know you've been on here before. But, yeah. Nose D, hey people, hello, how you doing? I'm actually about to shut this down, but if anybody has any final questions, let me know, because I got rid of somebody who wanted to keep lying about stuff and using racist tropes. I do have to look up. So just to finish this off, I'm going to go ahead and look up information on the coronavirus and put it in the description below. Anybody else have any questions before I turn this off and me and Mochi go back to resting? Mochi wants her spot back. She wants her spot back. Jimmy asks, how was my day? My day has been good. School's been pretty easy. I finished my homework and then I've been working on this stuff. Oh, somebody else wants to come in here and call me Pocahontas. Okay. You want to call me a liar and Pocahontas? What effect does that do? Like, what does that do? I can just hide you from the channel. Bye. Like, you're not being effective in any way, trolling me. Yeah, I won't forget to follow you, Matthew. Thank you, Sheldon. It's Mochi right here. She is a cutie, isn't she? Well, Sheldon, you can ask me something real quick. Matthew asks, how old are you in school? I'm 42. I went back to school. My daughters are 20 and they go back to school, so we're all in college. I had the opportunity to so that I can improve my career, and that's what I'm doing. And I think I enjoy a lifetime of learning. So, Jimmy's procrastinating. Hey, at some point we all kind of procrastinate, don't we? Damson says, stop. I have no idea what some of these people are trolling. They just don't make sense. Bye. I'm just going to get rid of you if you don't make sense. Like, somebody's saying, I'm not black. Well, duh. I don't understand some of you. Like, I don't understand the trolls in particular, because y'all aren't even trolling in an interesting way. It's just not even making sense. Okay, Sheldon. It's okay if you don't have anything to ask, but I'm glad that you came and said hi and got to see you, Mochi. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you've been watching it. I hope you like. Is there any YouTube videos you would like me to continue doing? Right, clapping. Yeah, just mute them all. I'm muting them all because I'm tired of it. I don't need it. Aw, you can't. You're allergic to kitties? I can't imagine. I grew up with cats, so. You want me to do another live chat? You got it. I'll do it. I'm going to try and do this once a week. So is there any times that everybody would prefer? Angry people videos? You want me to get videos of angry people? Can I find angry people? Yeah, actually there's angry people everywhere. Jimmy asked if I have any tips for getting into politics. Steve wants me to unblock Great One Kid. Nah. Great One Kid was making fun of me. I'm cool. Anyways, and do I have any suggestions to study for an AP government finals test? Aha. I don't know. Government's finals test. I'm doing political science, a lot of political science. I suggest doing notes ahead of time. I do a lot of notes for everything, and just managing your time as much as possible to focus and get a quiet area and get into your mental state of just diving into it. Now, how do you get into politics? A lot of it, from what I understand and what I've seen, it has to do with you having the supportive community. So if you even start small by following a politician that you like and supporting them, you will gather a community of the same interests, and from there you can also say, I want to get into politics. But you want to start maybe at a local city level, city council. You can even, there's like positions in parks and recs, in schools, in all kinds of different positions where you can learn the politics. Then you can build a community within that politics, and what you need is supporters who will elect you. So starting small and local is where I would suggest doing it. Wherever the first thing, I mean, even if you're in school, there's got to be a student run student government. That's where I actually started in my school. I didn't start politics, but I learned what was going on by going to their meetings. They had them every single week. And so there was a president, there was senators, there was all of that. And for some reason my stuff crashed. And it's just a good way, because part of what you want to do is build a community that trusts you. And you learn how to have your own platform, you learn how to build trust within the community, you get these networks, they start supporting you, and then you build from there. You can join, while the presidential campaign is going on, you can support one of the presidential candidates. But you can also do it, there's going to be elections, Senate, Congress, to state, to local elections, even county elections. There is going to be a lot of elections going on, so it's a perfect time to just go in and start learning how to do it from there. Steve, student council? Yes, student council. Are you talking about us elections? Then Bernie is best for you. I voted for Warren, but I like Bernie too. But somebody had asked me if I'll be fine with Joe Biden, and I'm like, you know what? We're going to have who we're going to have. I think Joe Biden is too not going to change anything. But he's fumbly, but I think it depends on who he brings in with him. And also, I believe in the people having to put pressure on all the politicians to get what they want. So it's really a belief of, can people make sure that the politicians are working for them? She wants to knock that thing down rather than the other way around, right? The truth says, avoid alcohol sanitizers. They open your skin pores, allowing the virus in. Wear disposable gloves. Don't touch money. Keypad, market. Yeah, money is dirty. That's actually good advice. I mean, you don't have to wear gloves. That's why they say to wash your hands and don't touch your face. But money is one of the dirtiest things you can touch. It gets all over the place. Okay. Please unlock Great One Kids. Steve, if I unlock Great One, because I'm pretty sure I've had to do this before, and I'm wondering if, Steve, you are Great One or not. But if I lock him, is he going to keep calling me Pocahontas? Is he going to keep saying that I'm a liar? Like, I don't want to be called a liar. What am I lying about? I'm not lying about anything. What college do I go to? I go to, oh gosh, should I even say that? Well, I say it on social media a lot, but I go to Laney Community College. So, and community college is great. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Because you can get the same quality education as a 4-year. So why would you get your general education at a 4-year where it's way more expensive when you can go to a community college where it's way cheaper, get all your general education out, get some of your other education out, get like 2 years out. It's about $900 a semester, full time. You get that out of the way, then you go to the more expensive college. I'm actually going to go to SF State after this. And SF State is not that bad. You're in middle school. Oh my gosh. Well, hey, there's nothing wrong with that. Steve John, what are you saying no to? I don't even know how to unlock them right now. Yeah, because it just disappeared. Hold on, let me see. Yeah, I don't see Great One in any of my stuff anymore. Just go to their name. Yeah, it's not up here. So I may have to... probably have to go somewhere else to do it too. But anyways, I'm probably going to cut this off because it is 7:10 here. It's probably 10:10 out there in the East Coast. Yeah, see, it's 5:09 a.m. Yep, time to go. I have no doubts. Turkey, geez, 5 a.m. Oh my gosh. Thank you for joining. That is really, really early in the morning. Yeah, it's late in New York, and you just said you go into middle school, so I know you got school in the morning. And me personally, I could stay up late. I could do all that stuff I used to, but I like to go to bed at this. And I don't want to go to sleep, but I like to curl up in bed at this time and start watching TV and like zoning down because I am up doing stuff all day long, all the time. Yep, 10:10 in Boston. Clapping works for community college. Hey, way to go. Right on. I love community college. I think that is so underrated. So underrated because I have learned so much in my community college, and our community college is like underfunded, and the bathrooms are terrible, and some of the classrooms look terrible, but the teachers are awesome, and you still learn. And there's like, they have 3D printing, they have up-to-date graphic design, they have a studio for photography, they could teach you video, they could, I'm learning journalism, I've been learning that. They just modernized it. Matthew, I got you. I will follow you as soon as I get off this phone. Oh, you got Corona over there, yeah. You're still... So, Sheldon, you're up till 2 a.m. You sound like how I used to be. I used to be up all night. I was a night owl. Sometimes I took naps in my class. Not a great example. Do I have friends in community college? Yes, I do. I make all kinds of friends. And I make all kinds of networks. And some of the stuff that, like the Poor People's Campaign, the video that I did for that happened at college. So I have a lot of friends over there, and every class I make more friends. It's pretty cool. It's very diverse. Like it's one of those, I forgot what they call it, but it's some sort of ratio where it's pretty equal between every ethnicity, and there's background, and everything is really cool. Okay, Jimmy, so you're here. You got a second chance. I'm glad that you admit it is you, and that's cool. You're being good. Cool now, right? Yeah, Sheldon, you take little naps in class, You sound like me. And then you have to stay afterwards, That's because you're staying up late. Something about being young keeps you wanting to stay up late, though. Like there's something about your clock. Some people are just different. The other thing I noticed, and I don't know if it's the same thing with you, but when I was in school all the way through high school, I thought class was just boring, and I felt like they weren't teaching us in a way where I could relate to it. So I don't know. I mean, like, what if they taught psychology and sociology and financial, how to do your finances and all kinds of stuff in middle school? I bet you'd be more interested in that sort of stuff. All right, Jimmy, you have a good night. Go ahead and go to sleep. I'm going to try and do these things earlier because I know a lot of people, like, I'm way on the West Coast, so it's still only 7:14. I'm watching, actually, it's a beautiful sky right here. Let's see if you could see it. It's pretty. It's really pretty out here. Aw, thank you. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh, hold on. I want to see if you guys can see it because the sky is just amazing right now. Don't really want to show my whole neighborhood, but and there's my other cat. Hi, Duke. Walk on in. Look at the sky in Oakland. It's pretty amazing, huh? It's gorgeous. I love it. It is, huh? It's crazy beautiful. Like, the clouds are amazing. Beautiful, beautiful. All right, y'all. On that note, I'm gonna say goodnight. Everybody have a good night. Yeah, it is. Isn't it amazing? And it's probably about 68 degrees out here. Like, I don't even need to wear a sweater right now. But anyways, I'm gonna say goodnight with this beautiful background right now. Yes, good night, y'all. Talk to you later. We'll make an earlier one next time. And I've had a lot of fun, so thanks for joining me.